The deep men are Jonathan Ford. He is to our left on the far side of the field. And former Crimson Tider Corey Grant is deep along the near side. The unmistakable voice of strength and conditioning coach Scott Cochran reverberating out of the sound system here at Bryant-Denny. His growls will knock your fillings loose, but he's got this building in a fever pitch. And now we await the cue and the command to get this one underway. The official still holding the football. He has yet to give it to Adam Griffith. Now he does, and Adam placing it on the tee. Again, there is wind, but it is not a huge factor. Griffith again will be kicking to Jonathan Ford across the way, and Corey Grant to the near side. The kick will be going right to left, and the 2014 Iron Bowl is underway in Tuscaloosa. It is an onside kick try. It goes to the far sidelines, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Auburn football at the 40-yard line. So Alabama trying to do something a little bit off the expected path, and the kick goes off the far side and out of bounds. It'll be at the 40-yard line for Auburn.
Yeah, Bama tried that semi-onside kick, sort of a mortar shot over the front line of the Auburn Tiger kickoff return unit. The ball never had a chance to be recovered. It goes out of bounds, and since it was beyond outside the 35-yard line, it actually will go to the spot here at the 44 of the Auburn Tigers.
So it'll be at the 44-yard line, Auburn 1st and 10. Rock Thomas in the lineup. Nick Marshall is the quarterback in the shotgun. They send Thomas in motion. He'll get the swing pass and drop it out on the near side. It's loose. It is picked up by Alabama. It is a forward pass that I believe was fumbled, and Bama's got the football. It's going to be called a lateral officially, and Alabama's going to cover it. That's going to be the question. Was it a forward pass or was it a lateral? The officials on the field say lateral, and Bama recovers the football on the first play of the game.
Well, Rock Thomas was behind Nick Marshall, who was in the pistol. He went flat in his motion along the line of scrimmage. Nick Marshall threw that ball, and it went off the hands of Rock Thomas, and it looks like this is going to stand as a lateral. Alabama takes over on Auburn's side of the field.
And indeed, we can now see it very clearly on the replay. It was a lateral. Now, with Amari Cooper in motion, here's the inside handoff. Alabama trying to go with T.J. Yeldon. He'll get down to the 31-yard line. So the Crimson Tide snapping it at the 35, picking up 4 on that first down carry for Yeldon, who averages 5 yards per carry.
The turnovers are so huge in a rivalry matchup like this, and Auburn makes the first big mistake here in the early going.
Now, man in motion, Cooper to the right, gets 3 wides there. Here's a handoff, Yeldon kicks it to the near side. First down, 20, 15, and out of bounds. It's the first down of the ball game behind Ari Kwanjo and Ryan Kelly's blocks. That first down brought to you by ATIX. They are your Alabama headquarters, including tickets for next weekend's SEC championship game. Online at AAATIX.com. From the 15, Sims, slant inside Cooper, makes the grab, his first, and that is going to be a 5-yard pickup. And that one catch there has now moved Amari Cooper into the #1 all-time reception position. He came into the game tied with DJ Hall, needing 1 to break the tie. Amari Cooper now #1 all-time in receptions for the Crimson and Whites.
Well, that inside slant almost impossible to stop. And Amari Cooper picks up 5 yards. Now Alabama facing 2nd and 5 here at the 10-yard line.
3 wides to the near side until Jalston Fowler moves into the backfield. The snap, the give to Nudie. He'll fire forward and get to the 7-yard line. It'll be a 3rd and a yard and a half upcoming for the Crimson Tide. Casanova McKenzie the leading tackler for Auburn, their talented middle linebacker, made the tackle.
Well, while Alabama changes personnel groupings almost every single snap, from 3 wides to 2 backs and the like, Auburn stands there in their college 4-2-5. They basically play a nickel defense against all personnel and formation groupings.
Backs are in the eye. O.J. Howard wide right. Raheem Falcons down the left side. Here now the toss. Behind blocking. Yeldon stutter step. First down. Absorbs a hit. He's going to go. Touchdown, Alabama! An 8-yard carry behind a wall of blocking on the left side, and the Crimson Tide drawing first blood, taking advantage of a turnover, and it's now 6-0 for the good guys.
Well, Alabama has done an interesting thing with O.J. Howard as a tight end. They flanked him out as a wide receiver, tried to loosen up this Auburn front 7. They toss it to the left, nobody home. T.J. Yeldon takes it into the end zone.
Gunnar Rayborn is going to go with the extra point. Kick is on the way, and the walk-on makes it good. So Gunnar Rayborn capping that one off, and Alabama has the early 7-0 lead in the Iron Bowl. And now J.K. Scott will come out to kick. Apparently that try by Adam Griffith and that aborted mortar kick was enough to make the change again.
Well, I think that the plan, Eli, was probably on that short kick. Adam Griffith can do it. It looks like he's probably hobbled enough that J.K. will handle the regular kickoffs, and Gunnar Rayborn will handle at least the PATs. But give Lane Kiffin credit on that first drive. He mixed and matched personnel groupings, changed formations, had Amari Cooper in the backfield. Auburn has a lot to work on while that defense is on the sideline.
Here's the kick towards Corey Grant for Auburn. He'll be a couple of yards deep. He'll take a knee. He thought about it. But Jonathan Ford came over and said, don't you do that. So the 17th kickoff for J.K. Scott, and that's going to be his 6th touchback in the few kicks that he has had this year. And now, again, the Auburn Tigers, who suffered through a turnover, which has been part of their problem this year. As you heard, I'm sure, from Coach Gus Malzahn, he said we can't get penalties and can't have turnovers. Nick Marshall, 1st and 10 from his own 25, a low snap. He'll fake the handoff both ways and throw it out into the left flat where Alabama sees it, and Corey Grant is put away by Geno Smith. The play loses yardage.
Well, Kirby Smart had the entire defensive team gathered up around him trying to go through this sequence of plays that Alabama will likely face here at 2nd and 5, the ball just inside the 5-yard line. Bama has got to account for the quarterback.
They do.
Nick Marshall is too good of a runner not to have someone assigned to him at all times.
2nd and goal from the 5. Auburn heading towards the end zone to our right. Alabama leads 7-0, 8:59 remaining in the opening quarter. Shotgun, Marshall. He has the running back, Cameron Artis-Payne, with him. Here's the toss to Payne, behind blocking on the right side. He is hit at the 3, stood up and put down by Cyrus Jones. Nicely done. Good pursuit by Bama. DJ Petway, the first guy to get there, and then Cyrus came to the near sideline to help back things up. It'll be a 3rd and goal from the 4.
Well, terrific job at the point of attack. That's a feature in this Auburn offense. They'll stack the line or go to an unbalanced front, do a quick toss to the perimeter with Cameron Artis-Payne. Did not have the speed to get to the corner. Alabama stood tall there, now looking at 3rd and 3.
Auburn 1 of 1 in 3rd down conversions. Duke Williams, he's in. Quan Bray is on the left side. They roll left, Marshall does. He looks and throws to the corner of the end zone off the fingertips of Williams in the corner of the end zone, incomplete. Landon Collins was in the vicinity, but the throw too strong. And now on 4th and goal, here comes the field goal unit off the Auburn bench. Daniel Carlson. He is 12 of 16 this year in field goals. This will be nothing more than a yard longer than an extra point. It'll be a 20-yard field goal. Tyler Stovall is the holder. The snapper is Forrest Hill. Off the near hash, kicking to the end zone to our right. Wind is not a factor. kick on the way, up and good. So the Auburn Tigers get 3, but a nice stop for the Crimson Tide.
Well, that's a win for Alabama's defense because Auburn had it at 1st and goal at the 10 and could not punch it in. Bama forces the field goal, so the Tide up 7-3.
And don't forget, if you missed it earlier, Ole Miss beat Mississippi State. So Alabama has already clinched the SEC West. They'll play Missouri next Saturday in the SEC Championship game in the Georgia Dome. Our coverage will begin at 12 noon Central Time next Saturday. Christian Jones deep across the way. DeAndrew White to the near side. They're standing to our right near the Alabama end zone. Daniel Carlson will kick this one away short. DeAndrew comes up, and then out comes Xavier Dixon. It rolls off Xavier's hands and goes out of bounds at the 20-yard line. That was a tweener right there between the up man and the back deep guy, and it goes to the 20, not disastrous.
That's almost like the baseball outfielder or a first baseman over near the bleachers. Bama's receiving unit there should have probably let that ball go because it was going to clearly sail out of bounds, and it would have put Alabama at the 35. Instead, they start at the 20.
Tyron Jones in at running back for the Alabama Crimson Tide. We've seen Yeldon, now Tyron Jones. 2 wides to the right as Bama starts this drive from their own 20. Jalston Fowler in motion to the right of the formation. Sims, the quick screen right side. Cooper, nice blocking by Jalston Fowler. Cooper gets running room and is up to the first down, and a flag on the play. Could be a late hit across the way. First flag of the night on Auburn. Fowler and DeAndrew White with great blocking across the way for Amari Cooper. And again, there is a flag near where Amari was sent and hit out of bounds. We'll hear from referee Hubert Owens.
After the play was over, personal foul. Defense, number 35, late hit out of bounds. 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
That was Jermaine Whitehead. If you're familiar with Auburn, he normally wears number 9. He's wearing number 35 today. Jermaine Whitehead, the senior from Greenwood, Mississippi. And that now gives Bama the ball, 1st and 10, inside Auburn territory at the 49.
Well, Auburn cannot contend with Amari Cooper out in space, and Lane Kiffin has Blake Sims flip it out to him on a little bubble pass and add on the personal foul, and Alabama in business.
Cam Sims now wide right. Here's the give to Fowler. He'll try and kick it outside. Flag on the play. There's going to be a hold or a face mask. Looked like it's going to be a face mask. It'll be the second penalty in succession against Auburn. As Fowler tried to go laterally, couldn't turn it upfield, and then somebody, I couldn't tell who, but one of the Tigers grabbed his face mask.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 17. 15 yards to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
That was Chris Frost, the weak side linebacker, number 3 tackler. So that's already some 30 yards of penalties for Alabama, compliments of their cross-state rival.
Yeah, and Auburn, of course, comes into this game 98th in the country. They average almost 7 penalties per game, so that is staying true to form so far with Auburn. Those are some big penalties. That's 30 yards of free yardage for Alabama.
If you've watched any of the newscasts or read the articles, that's one thing that Gus Malzahn was preaching this week. He said Auburn's got to eliminate mistakes, turnovers, and penalties. Here now from the 35, 1st and 10, Sims on the give, but that time Christian Jones was quickly smothered by Jonathan Jones, the left corner, who saw that play forming up as Christian came across the formation, and the play loses back to the 38-yard line. It'll be a 2nd down and 15.
Yeah, Bama had a missed assignment at the point of attack, confusion between the offensive line and Jalston Fowler, and they allowed Jones to be the free tackler there for a -4.
Now Christian Jones and DeAndrew White wide to the right side. 2 men, now 1 only, as Cooper goes in motion, leaving Yeldon to the right of his quarterback. On the snap, Sims backpedals, looks near side, tight end, got it, first down. O.J. Howard, way to go. Nice grab against tight coverage, and that's one thing that we talked about earlier. Bama loves throwing to him. That's his 13th reception of the season.
Well, he had a free release on the backside of the formation, runs a post corner route, and Blake Sims put it on him for a first down.
Now Sims with Yeldon to his left. Looks, throws the fade route. Corner of the end zone. Cooper, he's there. He's got it. Touchdown, Alabama. 17 yards. A magnificent throw. A spectacular catch. And Alabama's in business again with a fade route touchdown for the Tide.
Well, what a beautiful throw by Blake Sims. And again, Auburn does not have a single defender that can stay on the field with Amari Cooper. He simply just beat Jonathan Jones to the corner of the end zone. Blake Sims drops it on him. That'll be a Trent Dilfer dime touchdown for Alabama.
Gunnar Rayborn with the extra point attempt at the uprights to our left. Kick on the way. And the true freshman from Lafayette, Louisiana, converts another. And Alabama now jumping on top, 14-3.
Now let's see if this Alabama defense can figure out a way to slow down Nick Marshall and these Auburn Tigers out in the open field.
Auburn averaging 35.1 points a ball game. As J.K. Scott gets set to kick it off to Jonathan Ford, who is across the way. And again, the former Crimson Tider, Corey Grant, who is closest to the near side of the field. Yeah, Auburn averaging 35 points a ball game. Alabama averaging 35 points a ball game. And here's the kick from J.K. He had a touchback last time. This one is again to Grant, and he'll take a knee one more time. So 18 kickoffs and 7 touchbacks for J.K. Scott. Now, one of the big plays that Auburn had on their last possession was that huge run up the middle against the Bama blitz by quarterback Nick Marshall. Is it a guessing game? You got to commit and hope to heck he doesn't have a number called, or what?
Bama wants to dial up some run blitzes to try and knock Auburn back and set them behind the sticks. You have to cover all the gaps. They left one open. Nick Marshall unaccounted for. He ran right up the heart of the Alabama defense. Let's see if they can make that correction while the defense was on the sideline with Kirby Smart.
From their own 25, Auburn starting 1st and 10. Quan Bray comes in motion to the near side of the formation. So there are 3 wides there, one to the other side. Quarterback keeper. Marshall gets outside the coverage, and he'll turn the corner left side and pick up the first down for the Auburn Tigers. For a moment, Ryan Anderson had his eyes on him, but he just couldn't beat him to the corner on a first down scamper for the quarterback,
you
Nick
hear
Marshall.
Nick Marshall described as very slippery. He's elusive out in open space, and that time he got around the corner and picked up the first down.
From the 38-yard line now, their own 1st and 10. Marshall shotgun, gets the snap, gives to Payne. He'll penetrate up the middle and get nothing more than a yard before the middle of the Alabama defense, led by Trey DePriest, gathers him up and puts him down. It'll be a 2nd down and 9 as Xavier Dixon checks in along with Jaron Reed. Bama also making some changes in the secondary.
Bama has to be firm on the interior. If they can take that aspect of this zone read away, that gives you a chance to go chase the quarterback.
Geno Smith checks in. Here's Marshall to throw. Looks near side. He's looking for Duke. Duke's got it at the 20-yard line in double coverage. Duke Williams, as you hear the Auburn fans with the chant of Duke, beating Eddie Jackson with a big gainer down to the 17. It's a 42-yard pickup.
Yeah, Nick Marshall does that step-up play fake, then launches it deep, and Duke Williams had that ball in his gun sights all the way down. He elevates forward and makes the grab.
From the Bama 17, 1st and 10. Shotgun Marshall on the handoff, Artis Payne, and Cameron goes rumbling down to the 9-yard line. They'll say he actually hit at the 11. It'll be a 2nd down and 4 from there. Near side, Sammy Coates. Inside handoff, Cameron Artis Payne. He'll run, but is short of the first down as it was backpedaled on him by Ashawn Robinson, Trey DePriest, and Xavier Dixon. And is there an injury down there? No, just slow and unpiling as Ashawn Robinson was straddling Cameron Artis-Payne.
Auburn knows how difficult it is to penetrate this defensive front for Alabama, and therefore they've gone to their full wide receiver package with Artis-Payne as the single ball carrier to try to spread out this front seven.
Bama leads 14-3, 4.5 remaining in the quarter. Cameron Artis-Payne lined up to the right rear of his quarterback. Gets the handoff, goes up the middle. Bama's going to stop him. Bama's going to stop him. He's going to be short of the first down. It was 3rd and a yard. Jaron Reed, who had just checked into the lineup, stops him. So Auburn was stuffed earlier, had to settle for a field goal. What is Gus Malzahn going to do here? The Auburn offense says, let's go for it. And apparently they will. 4th and a half yard. Listen to the crowd here. Cameron Artis-Payne to the right of his quarterback. 2 wides either way. Marshall now looks to the far sideline along with everybody else, and they're going to take their second time out of the quarter. Gus Malzahn will call
timeout. Auburn.
Heading towards the student section to our right. The noise is deafening. Cameron Artis-Payne will line up to the right rear of his quarterback in the shotgun. They need a yard on 4th down and 1. They need to get to the 7. Juan Bray in motion. Quarterback comes up to the line of scrimmage. He's under center. He'll try and follow Reese Dismukes, and I believe he's going to get it. He only needed a yard. He followed his center, Reese Dismukes. Let's see where the spot is. First blush looked like he had gotten it, though there is still no signal from the officiating crew. And they're going to have to bring in the change.
Bama got a nice spot there. It's going to be close, but Auburn came out with that familiar unbalanced line, the quick snap, and instead of pitching it to Cameron Artis-Payne, Nick Marshall took it over the right side on a quarterback sneak, but I thought he probably got it with that second surge, but this is going to be closer than I thought initially.
Hubert Owens asks for the change. If he gets it, it's just by the nose of the football. They're going to stretch the change out. Yeah, he got it by literally the nose of the football. So a big 4th down play for the Auburn Tigers. Now it's 1st and goal from the Bama 7.
Well, Bama got it done the first time around just inside the 6 on the last series of downs. So let's see if they can get a stop here at the 7.
Juan Bray split wide right, 2 wides to the left. Uzama, the big 6'5" tight end, on the right side of the line. Here's Marshall looking, throws the fade route, end zone, over everybody's head. Duke Williams couldn't get there. Incomplete with Geno Smith covering him. You know, the book on Alabama, try those fade routes. We have seen it against Bama in so many games this year, and Auburn's read that same game plan. They've tried it here a few times today. They've not made it work yet.
Well, it's tough when they stack those 2 receivers and release at the same time simultaneously. One receiver pulls up short, and Duke Williams runs to that back corner. Incomplete now, 2nd and 7.
Alabama leads 14-3. 3:10 remaining in the first quarter. 2nd and goal from the 7. Here's Marshall. Looks left, now looks right. Throws in and out of the hands of Uzama, the goal line tight end. He was hit by Nick Perry as the ball got there with Geno Smith on the scene watching. It would have been the 11th reception of the year for Uzama, but he had tight coverage on him, though it was a BB of a pass, and Bama did a great job. Eddie Jackson came up to really make the stick.
Yeah, that was the same exact play that Auburn scored on last year in this same end zone down in Auburn in terms of that back shoulder throw to C.J. Uzama. Bama gets it on the ground, and now looking at 3rd and 7, 3rd and goal from the 7.
Play clock at 5, 4, 3. Auburn 1 of 3 in 3rd down conversions. Marshall throws near side through the hands of the intended receiver. That was looking for Sammy Coates at the goal line, incomplete. There was a ton of mustard on that one, and Sammy just could not hang on. And again, the field goal unit is being called upon by Gus Malzahn. Well, let's see what they do here.
It feels like when Auburn gets into this compressed part of the field, they don't have the confidence to run the ball. They threw 3 consecutive passes thinking that was their best option. All 3 go incomplete, and Alabama with a chance to force a second field goal.
A 27-yard try, Daniel Carlson. He is 7 of 8 this year from this distance, and that one is up and good. So a 27-yard field goal by Daniel Carlson, and the Crimson Tide again doing a great job on defense in tight. The Bromberg's Rolex scoring drive for the Auburn Tigers, 11 plays, 71 yards in 3 minutes and 22 seconds, and again giving up 3 points, but a nice stop for the Bama defense.
Well, Bama's secondary especially really showed their poise there. With their back against the wall, they get 3 incompletions in a row. Auburn is forced to kick another field goal, and those are big-time wins when we get down to the end of this football game, because Bama's up 14-6, and if the Tide doesn't turn the ball over, Eli, Auburn does not have answers for this Alabama offense to this point in terms of what they've put out there on the field and in terms of formations and some play adjustments that Auburn has not seen on tape prior to this game.
And if this kind of a trade out continues, Chris, I'll take a touchdown against the field goal for the other guys all night long.
Yeah, no kidding, Eli. And I'm like y'all, shocked that when they were running it as effective as they were, that they would run it or throw it. Tried to 3 straight times in there. Keep an eye on TJ Yeldon. He just got off the exercise bike, trying to keep that leg warm, trying to keep it fresh so that he can come into the ball game for the Tide. He's just grabbed his helmet.
Temperature is in the high 50s. It is not at all an overly chilly night. There is wind blowing up high, but down low it is not a factor on the field. Now, getting set to kick it away. Remember, they had a short kick earlier, the one where Xavier Dixon went back. The other guys came up, and this time they'll kick it away, and that one's going into the end zone and out for a touchback by Daniel Carlson. His 43rd touchback on his 68th kick. That man's got a leg, Phil.
Yeah, 64% of the time it's a touchback, and I was a little surprised the first go-around that they punched it nearly out of bounds. Of course, the Alabama players touched it, and they took over the 20. But this time it's a true touchback, and Alabama will possess the ball at their own 25.
So the Tide starting. Derrick Henry will be the running back this time. We've seen TJ. We've seen Tyron Jones. Now we're seeing Derrick Henry for the first time. What depth for Alabama. What a luxury. 1st and 10, Bama from their own 25. Sims shotgun. Amari Cooper in motion. Here now the give. Derrick Henry goes up the middle after starting east and west, and he'll get out to the 26, 27-yard line before Ladarius Owens and others are there to make the stop.
Well, that's a somewhat slow developing play when Derrick Henry runs that zone sweep. It picks up a yard, and now Alabama will make some substitutions, shuffle the deck with these receivers.
Malcolm Faison, the tight end, is split wide to the near side with DeAndrew White. 2 wides the other way, Cooper and Jones. Sims looks, throws. Amari's got it. He is quickly put down by Jonathan Jones. It'll bring up a 3rd and a couple on a quick throw there to Amari Cooper that time.
Well, Bama has been very effective themselves on 3rd down this year.
They have
in terms of the Tide coming in 50, statistically.
Yeah, 53% Alabama is in 3rd down conversions. Those numbers are 4th in the nation. Bama 1 of 1 in 3rd downs today. Derrick Henry split. Now he goes into the backfield. Here's the pitch to Derrick. Flag on the play. He couldn't get himself going as Auburn sniffed that one out.
I think it's going to be a formation or movement penalty.
And Blake Sims is limping. Blake Sims is limping back at the 17. Now jumps on that offending ankle or foot. He is trying to limber it up and keep it loose. Blake Sims, the Alabama quarterback, now bends over.
Illegal motion on the offense, number 27, never got set. That penalty is refused. 4th down.
So Alabama, for the first time tonight, is going to have to punt the football. And Blake Sims, walking very, very gingerly, now trots off to the attention of trainer Jeff Allen, who greets him out at the numbers. And here's the first punt of the night. Alabama's great punter, who is number 2 in America, kicking it away to America's number 2 punt returner, Quan Bray, who averages 18.1 yards per return. Goes strength against strength again. J.K. booms it. Oh, and Quan Bray all the way back. And Nielsen, I'm getting away from this one. It takes a big roll and goes into the end zone. That's the way to keep Quan Bray bottled up with a career-long 70-yard punt, eclipsing the 66-yarder that he had against LSU.
The young man has a jugs machine attached to his right hip because that ball was launched nearly 70 yards in the air. It goes tumbling into the end zone, and Auburn put it in motion at their own 20.
And there goes that 66-yarder against LSU. If you're keeping score at home, this is a 70-yarder. A minute 12 remaining now in the opening quarter. Alabama leads 14-6. Cameron Artis-Payne is the running back. Nick Marshall in the shotgun. Brings a man in motion. That's Corey Grant. Ball. Can't be handled, and Reggie Ragland came in, and Nick Marshall just tucked it away and gets murdered on the play. He never did get a good possession on the ball, it didn't look like at first blush. Then he got forward after finding the handle, and he was smothered. It was a slow developing
That's
play.
That power blocking where they pulled the backside guard, and Nick Marshall was greeted by Reggie Ragland.
Quan Bray in motion. Here's Marshall on the snap. Looks and loads up and throws. Nobody home. That one incomplete. He was looking for Sammy Coates, but Sammy was covered up in the throw, not anywhere near on the mark. It'll be a third down.
Well, again, a slow developing play fake, and they looked deep to Duke Williams. He was covered up again. He tried to drop it off in the middle of the field, misfires, and Bama in position here to get off the field at 3rd and 10.
Auburn 1 of 4 in third down conversions today. Snapping it from their own 20. Reese Dismukes snaps it back into the shotgun. Marshall's got it waist high. Pressure up the middle. He's being flushed in the pocket. He rolls left and throws. The ball is caught for a first down. You got to give Auburn's receivers credit there, as Sammy Coates knew his man was in trouble. He broke off the route and came back to the football for a first down reception.
Yeah, and Bama brought a 5-man pressure. They had Nick Marshall dead to rights, but he was able to beat the outside defender to the corner.
19 seconds remaining in the period. Cameron Artis-Payne, handoff up the middle. He's got the first down and more to the Alabama 45-yard line. With 11 seconds remaining in the period, Nick Perry made the stop from his free safety spot. Now quickly Marshall gets the snap. Cameron Artis-Payne this time stopped in the backfield. Geno Smith playing a super game tonight. Makes the stop as the quarter comes to a close. The play loses a couple, and it'll be a second down play upcoming with about a dozen to go for Auburn when we move into the second quarter. Okay, Auburn now going right to left. It's a second down and 12. From the 45, Marshall throws. Duke's got it, makes the grab. First down to the 35, Duke Williams. Nice reach out for the 6'2 wide receiver. Drill Washington and Landon Collins just couldn't stop him.
Yeah, Auburn had 3 receivers set to the right, and Duke Williams is in the slot. He found an open area against that zone.
This time handoff to Grant. Corey gets spun around as he penetrates the Alabama 25, gets to the 23. The former Crimson Tiger last year averaged 9.8 yards per carry. Now Marshall quickly screens it out to the far side. Catch is made, turning the corner. Marcus Davis, the sophomore from Boynton Beach, Florida, gets run out of bounds, stopping the clock. But they move the football rather quickly and pick up 4 yards on that play.
I tell you what, when they want to go fast, Eli, you can barely spit out the plays when they go at warp speed. Now they slow down the pace here, make some substitutions. Alabama will make their adjustments here at 2nd and 3.
Yeah, I correct myself. I said a gain of 4. He does get 7. I thought he had stepped out upfield. It'll be a second down and 3. Football being snapped from the 17. Marshall brings a man in motion. Gives to Cameron Artis-Payne. Comes left. And with a flag down, Alabama is there to smother things at the left side of the line. But again, there is a flag on the play. We'll hear from referee Hubert Owens.
Illegal formation on the offense. 5 in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
35 yards in penalties now for Auburn on their third flag of the night.
And every yard counts when you're scrapping for the real estate here on the floor of Bryant-Denny Stadium. Sets up this 2nd and 8.
Just getting going, second quarter. Alabama leads 14-6. 2 touchdowns against 2 field goals. Wide out to the near side. Fultz is the H-back ahead of Cameron Artis-Payne. Man in motion, play action. Marshall goes to the far side, can't turn the corner, gets run out of bounds back at the 22-yard line. So they took the angle away. Eddie Jackson, Geno Smith, everybody just setting up a wall and containing things. And it'll be a third down upcoming for the Auburn Tigers.
Well played by the Alabama defense. They fake that rocket sweep to Ricardo Lewis going hard to the left. Quarterback sweeps it to the right on a design play. Alabama had none of it. 3rd and 8 here. Critical down for the Tigers.
Auburn 2 of 5 in third down conversions tonight. 3 wides to the left until a man in motion, Marcus Davis, goes to the right. Low snap, throw across the middle, caught down low. First down, Duke Williams, as he caught a low pass in front of Geno Smith for a first down.
Yeah, and Duke Williams at 6'2", 210 pounds. He's hard to stop. I tell you, he goes off holding his right shoulder. His right shoulder went into the ground after he made that catch.
He'll be looked at by the trainers. Meanwhile, Auburn snapping it from the 14. 1st and 10. Heading towards the end zone to our left. Man in motion goes to the far side. That's Melvin Ray. Here now with the flag down. Cameron Artis-Payne goes right. He is smothered by the Alabama defense for a gain of no more than a yard. DJ Petway and Xavier Dixon, but again, looked like Auburn was on the move. Now we'll wait for the official word from Hubert Owens. It'll be their 4th flag on the night.
Illegal formation. Offense. 5 in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Meanwhile, on the Auburn sideline, they are now wrapping the lower right leg of Duke Williams. He's been bothered by injuries. They said he might not be 100% tonight, though, as we caution, even 80% of Duke is pretty darn good.
Yeah, he's really a very good player, but Alabama picking up some much-needed help with these penalties. Auburn now puts it in motion at 1st and 15.
1st and 15, Sammy Coates wide right. They give to Corey Grant. He'll go laterally, is met by the defense at the 15-yard line. Good hard hit as he picks up 2.5, maybe 3, but Bama going laterally nicely there. Nick Perry among others, but great pursuit by the Tide. It'll be a 2nd down and 11 now facing Auburn as they're knocking on the Tide's door.
It's an old throwback play, almost like a Statue of Liberty, and Corey Grant comes around with the big speed, tries to get to the corner. Alabama allowed only 5 yards on the pickup.
Uzama is in. Jonathan Allen checks in for Bama. Marcus Davis in motion. Comes towards the formation, left side of the play. Here now the play action. Give. Cameron Artis-Payne turns the corner, gets near a first down, and is run out of bounds by Eddie Jackson. It'll be short, I believe, of the first down. Yes, it will be by about a half yard, maybe a full yard. It'll be a 3rd down from there. 3rd and a yard from the 5. They need the 4-yard line for the first down. Wides 2 to the left. 1 to the right. That's Quan Gray. Quarterback. Inside give. He's not going to get there. He'll lose yardage. Ryan Anderson came in and got Cameron Artis-Payne. And Anderson took the outland route, and there's a Bama player down.
And
that is Ryan Anderson.
Yeah, and Eli, I think because of the loss of yardage there, I would suspect that Gus Malzahn look at the field goal opportunity again. This Bama defense standing tall in the red zone.
Ryan Anderson with 6 tackles for a loss on the year, 3 sacks and a fumble recovery. The sophomore from down your way in Daphne, Alabama. He is being tended to by the trainers. He is lying face down at the 7-yard line, moving around, but uncomfortable as he is now being turned over onto his back. Chris, meanwhile, how about Blake Sims? We saw him limping off earlier.
Yeah, Eli, the good news, as Ryan Anderson does come to his feet and able to walk off the field on his own power, that's why the crowd is responding. The good news on Blake, they changed his cleats, did not tape the ankle. I'm told he's good to go and will be just fine.
Super. And Daniel Carlson is in now to attempt yet another field goal. He is hit from 20 and 27. Tyler Stovall is the holder. This one will be a 25-yard attempt. So again, he is hit already from 20 and 27. This one 25 off the far hash mark, heading the other way this time, 2 hour left. The snap. On the way. It's a bit high, but he gets it down, and the kick is up and good. So a 3 field goal performance by Daniel Carlson. Timeout. 11:01 to go in the half. Alabama 14, Auburn 9.
In the 20s.
Daniel Carlson, he of the monstrous leg, getting set to kick it away to the Alabama deep men, Christian Jones and DeAndrew White. And that'll be a touchback. Well, is he going to bring it out? Oh, he's coming out with it. How about it? Christian Jones says, let's go. He'll go laterally, spun around to the 15, gets to the 20, and gets bounced around and is put down there. I didn't even think he was going to come out with it from a couple 3 yards deep, but he does, and Bama will start 1st and 10 just across the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Christian Jones has been wanting to break one of these kickoff returns all year long, and that time he elected to bring it out, gets to the 21, so Bama will operate from there.
Tonight's game being brought to you in part by Hyundai, a proud supporter of college football and loyal college football fans everywhere. TJ Yeldon, now the Alabama running back. Blake Sims is in at quarterback, even though he limped off last series. Christian Jones in motion. Sims sets up, looks, throws. Zamari Cooper can't get there. It is intercepted by Auburn, taken by the Tigers at the 35-yard line. That's Jermaine Whitehead. Jermaine Whitehead with his 4th interception of the year, and Auburn is in business deep in Bama territory at the 32-yard line. Not a ton of steam on that throw.
No, Blake never saw the defender, Jermaine Whitehead, drop off. He initially came toward the line of scrimmage and then backed away. Blake did not see him, throws it into the arms of Jermaine Whitehead, the senior for Auburn. And now Alabama has their first turnover of this game.
Blake Sims. That's his 5th interception of the year. And now the Auburn Tigers going to work from the Bama 32. Heading towards the end zone to our left. Man in motion. Quarterback Marshall laterally with a stiff arm against Perry, and Nick forces him out of bounds. Nice job by Nick Perry. It'll be a loss of 1.5 yards, nearly 2, back to the 35-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 12 from there. Good job by Nick Perry.
I'll tell you, for a quarterback, Nick Marshall's a physical runner. He used the stiff arm there to ward off the defender, Nick Perry, but ends up now with 2nd and 12.
Marshall straight drop, 3-step drop, loads up, looks deep into the end zone, emphatic touchdown. He looked and found Sammy Coates, who left the Alabama defensive back behind on a 34-yard touchdown pass. Auburn will take the lead.
Yeah, Auburn has had 4 receivers on the field a lot in this game, and that is as basic as it gets. 4 verticals, the 2 outside receivers going up the field outside the numbers, the 2 inside receivers going up the hash marks, and Eddie Jackson dropped his coverage, and Auburn goes up top for a 6-pointer.
And the extra point try will be upcoming now at the uprights to our left. Daniel Carlson, he is perfect this year, 50 of 50. Extra point coming. And there's motion at the line of scrimmage. There was a long wait for that snap to come. Then everybody leaned in, started moving, and the referee whistled. Here's Hubert Owens.
Offside. Defense in the neutral zone. Half the distance to the goal. Still have to try.
Second penalty of the night against Alabama. So the Tide started like a team on fire.
I think Gus Malzahn might decide to go for 2 here. No, he's going to just...
That offside foul is declined by the offense.
Yeah, he's just going to...
We'll have to try.
Half the distance, you can almost be too close to try and get the ball up that quickly. So he'll just say, let's just go with a regular old...
It's too early to go for 2, but I thought maybe with that distance cut in half, he might very well go for the 2-point play.
Daniel Carlson. Kick on the way, and it is good. So here in the second quarter, the Auburn Tigers scoring on a field goal and now the touchdown. And they lead 16-14 with 10:16 to go until halftime. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports. Here's Daniel Carlson to kick it away. And he does. That one sails over everybody's head to the back of the end zone and a touchback. So the Crimson Tide will start it. Back at the 25-yard line after. That's the kind of leg you see on Sunday in the NFL. Daniel Carlson, one of these guys who just kicks it always out of the end zone seemingly. And you wonder, Chris, how does he do that?
Yeah, not real sure, Eli, but right there, just before the team left the huddle on the sidelines, head coach Nick Saban ran up to Blake Sims, 3 pats on the backside, said, go get him.
All right. And let's see what Bama can do from the 25. Jalston Fowler is the running back to the left side of the quarterback until Yeldon shifts into the backfield to the right of Sims. Here now to give. T.J. Yeldon finds running room out for a 6-yard gain to the 31 as he wound his way through the defense. Casanova McKenzie, the middle linebacker, will make the tackle with 10 minutes to go in the half. And Alabama trailing 16-14.
And Bama using a little different personnel package. 3 wide receivers with Jalston Fowler and T.J. Yeldon on the field together.
2 wides to the near side, 1 to the left. Here's Yeldon again. Gets a seam into the secondary. He's got a first down on the 45-yard line of the Auburn Tigers. Nice quick penetration. Ryan Kelly blew up the guy who was across the line from him. Great block by the Bama center.
And Alabama again with this package on the field. Auburn always in a nickel grouping defensively. There's running room against that 6-man box.
Now again with Cooper to the far side, 2 wides to the near. On a 1st and 10 from the 46. For a second they showed blitz. Now Sims again to Yeldon. Peels off near side, breaks a tackle, dances between 2 men, gets across the 50 to Auburn territory as he picks up 7 more yards on the dance. Elijah Daniel in for Devontae Lambert at defensive end, made the tackle.
And Eli, what I mean by that is when Bama's in those 3 wide receivers and Auburn's spread out, there's only 4 down linemen and 2 linebackers. There's room to run on the interior.
Sims, a throw in and out of the hands and falling incomplete. Looking at DeAndrew White at the 45-yard line near the numbers. The ball was out of his hands and thankfully fell harmlessly to the turf in and around a number of white-clad Auburn Tigers.
Yeah, that was a whistle shot from Blake Sims, and DeAndrew White probably should have caught it, but Bama fortunate there that it fell harmlessly to the turf.
Bama 1 of 2 in 3rd downs. Here's a 3rd and 3 from the Auburn 49. Brandon Green is in. Raheem Falcons checks in. No wides to the left, 2 men to the right. Falcons in motion. Auburn brings everybody up on the D. Play action fake. Sims rolls right. Sims under pressure. Can't escape. He's down with a sack back at the 40-yard line by Anthony Swain, the middle linebacker. It'll be his first sack of the year and the first of the night for Auburn.
Yeah, that play was disjointed from the very beginning. That was supposed to be a bootleg with Jalston Fowler in the flat, and Raheem Falcons actually went in and blocked his own receiver, so there were no receivers in the route. Jalston Fowler, the only receiver downfield for Alabama.
Now J.K. Scott, a kick, comes to Quan Bray. He'll field it on the bounce after signaling fair catch. You can't do that, and there'll be a flag. That is technically delay of game, so there will be a mark-off against Auburn. If you signal fair catch, then catch it and run with it. That is technically a delay of game infraction, and there'll be a 5-yard mark-off back to the 10-yard line.
Delay of game, number 4 on the receiving team. 5-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down.
So that's where Auburn will start, back at their own 10-yard line. And again, J.K. Scott doing the job to swap ends of the field. We've got timeout, 8:14 to go in the half. Auburn with the ball and a 16-14 lead. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports. As he takes his place with the Tide defenders.
Well, Tim Williams has exceptional quickness off the corner for Alabama at that defensive end, outside backer type of position. So against a quarterback like Nick Marshall, he can be effective in this situation.
Auburn with the ball. They lead 16-14. 8:14 to go in the half. Man in motion. Uzama, the tight end, lines up to the right of his quarterback. Now Grant in motion. He'll get the handoff. Uzama makes the block. Grant turns the corner. He's got a first down across the 20 to the 23-yard line. Good bit of running there as C.J. Uzama at 6'5", 264. Blocked out half the world on the right side.
Yeah, Corey Grant comes in that short motion and hits the rocket sweep on the run, gets the ball out to the 23.
Now snapping it from the far hash mark. Brandon Fultz comes in motion to the near side of the formation. The H-back lined up as a tight end. Here's Marshall, straight drop. Looks, swings it out near side. Caught by Ricardo Lewis. He'll break the initial hit and gets out to the 28-yard line. A pickup of 5 on the play, nearly 6. Tim Williams, of whom we mentioned moments ago, he was there to make the tackle.
And again, that's a play fake and a look downfield. Duke Williams streaking downfield. Bama in coverage. He drops it off short to Ricardo Lewis.
Cameron Artis Payne, the running back, on a 2nd and 6, Auburn from their own 27. Bama brings Jabril Washington onto the field. Nick Marshall in the shotgun, looked to his far sideline, came up under his center, now backpedals into the shotgun. Has Cameron Artis Payne to his left. The snap hits Marcus Davis in the back as he came across the formation, and it's covered by Auburn at the 30. The play will actually pick up 2.5 yards, but an ill-timed snap by Reese Dismukes. Don't know whether he snapped it on the hut instead of the hut as the man went by him, but Marcus Davis had it hit him right there in the back. The noise, of course, is deafening here. And now a 3rd and 3. Man in motion, Bray to the far side. From the 30, low snap. Marshall looks, throws to Bray, comes back, first down, gets around the D, many more yards, out across the 45, rustled out of bounds at Alabama's 49-yard line. Eddie Jackson finally chasing him down, and an Auburn first down.
And that was just a basic hitch route by Quan Bray out on the outside. He made Landon Collins miss the tackle, and Auburn at midfield.
Now, again, a bobbling of the snap. Cameron Artis Payne falls on the ball, and Nick Perry falls on him. Play loses a yard, actually 2. It'll be a 2nd down and a dozen as Bama brings in substitutions.
Yeah, and I said it was Landon Collins. It was actually Reggie Ragland who ended up out in space on Quan Bray, and that's an advantage for Auburn in that circumstance.
Rashawn Evans is in. Artis Payne to the right of his quarterback, stays in the block. Marshall looks. Marshall's busy. He's going to try and run. Trouble from behind, and he'll just run out of bounds as he gets towards the midfield stripe. Let's see where he stepped out officially. Bama with great penetration, and Petway and Rashawn Evans chase him down. He only gets a half a yard, maybe, if at all.
Well, Bama's got to get off the field here. 5:28 left in this first half.
Here's a 3rd and 12 facing Auburn.
This is the circumstance situation you want Auburn to be in, behind the sticks at 3rd and 12.
Auburn 4 of 8 in 3rd down conversions. Coates wide to the far side. 3 wides to the near side. Backfield, Artis Payne watching. Penetration. Quarterback escapes. Marshall loads up, looks long, throws. It's held up and knocked away. Intended for Marcus Davis. At the 10, Landon Collins was there with teammates to help, and he knocked it away from Marcus Davis, and Auburn will punt it away. Great early penetration by the Tide. Marshall let her rip, and it was knocked away at the 8s by Landon Collins. It'll be the 6th pass he has broken up this year.
Well, Bama dialed up the pressure. They got the heat on Nick Marshall. He was able to pirouette out the back door, reset his feet, and he can launch the ball downfield, and that's what makes him so doubly dangerous as both a runner and passer.
Christian Jones to field the punt from Daniel Carlson. He'll put his right foot to it. Christian comes up, makes the grab, does not call fair catch, turns it upfield 20, 25, 30, goes left 35, he's to the 40, gets hit and put down there. Great field position by Alabama. A 37-yard punt and the 28-yard run back by Christian Jones. It'll be the second longest run back of a punt for him this year, behind the 47-yarder he had against Florida Atlantic University. Chris Black wide to the near side. From their own 42, Bama 1st and 10. Sims under pressure. Little looping pass out to Fowler. Charleston's got it near side. He's got a first down. Hits a man twice, then goes out of bounds at the 44 of Auburn. A lumbering play. Anthony Swain was the first guy that he ran over. Then Robinson Therese finally getting Charleston Fowler out of bounds. Nicely done by the big 6'1", 248-pound rumbler.
Well, Nick Saban talks about finish and finishing plays, and that time Charleston Fowler did it. He was actually contacted short of the first down and continued to plow forward to pick up the first down yardage.
DeAndrew White, Christian Jones wide to the far side, man in motion. Yeldon, they swing the pass out to him. Nice block, turns the corner, left side first down the sideline to the 30 to the 25. Both DeAndrew White and Christian Jones threw nice blocks on DBs across the way. And they'll say that he stepped out of bounds at the 30, but still plenty of distance for the first down conversion as Alabama brings O.J. Howard in.
That was literally the same play that Auburn opened the game with when they were called for the lateral. The ball ended up on the ground. Bama picked up that first turnover of this football game, but T.J. Yeldon grabbed it in thin air and runs for the first down. Bama in business at the 30.
Now with wideouts, 2 to the right and 1 to the left. From the far hash mark, Sims in the shotgun. Deploys Amari Cooper. Looks, everybody's covered. Sims is going to throw. Finds a wide open Christian Jones, complete, out of bounds at the 9-yard line. They lost him. The Auburn Tiger defense did. Finally, after Jonathan Ford and Robinson Therese peeled off, Sims just found them wide open.
Well, he really did, and give credit to Blake Sims for keeping his eyes upfield. But, Eli, this is where Auburn's defense has been very good all year. They've only allowed 23 touchdowns, 8 field goals down this part of the field. That's 3rd best in the country.
Now everybody on the Bama sideline looking to the near side, on the Bama line of scrimmage, looks to the near sidelines. They'll get the play sent in. Play clock at 8, 7, 6, 5, and now a timeout being taken by the Tide, I believe.
The ruling on the field was a completed pass for a first down. The previous play is under further review.
Alabama also looked a little bit unsure of their offensive selection. So this review by Rocky Good in the replay booth gives Bama a chance to regroup here without using a timeout.
Yeah, I thought that was a fairly comfortable catch. Matter of fact, I thought he almost had both feet down.
He did. He has the ball at the 9. Both feet are tippy-toeing in. That will even be good on Sunday. So they have to review it. And he does have control of the football. That was no bobble. He had it right around the equator of the football. And that really did help Alabama because it looked as though the Tide was a little unsure of themselves.
And it does, because Bama was probably going to have to use one of their timeouts. Yeah. Now they can keep that in their pocket, and they still have 3 left.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It is a completed catch for a first down.
Really no question after we viewed all the replays, and I dare say those of you who are watching and listening agree. You saw that as well. Great job by Christian Jones to get both feet down. So it's 1st and goal from the 9. Bama down 16-14. 3 minutes to go until halftime. T.J. Yeldon is in at running back. Auburn brings the defense up. Now again, Bama takes a moment. They'll look to the sidelines to see what part of that big buffet Lane Kiffin is going to graze from right here. So many options. The snap into the shotgun. Sims. Give Yeldon near side off Kelly's block to the angle. He's to the 5 and out of bounds there. Nice hit by Jonathan Jones, but still a nice give to Yeldon, who angles to the near side. So it'll be a 2nd and goal from the 5. A spoonful of Yeldon lets the yardage go down. Let's see if we have another one right here. 2 wides left and 1 to the right. Christian Jones. Amari Cooper left. DeAndrew White to the near side. Sims rolls left, throws end zone, knocked away nicely by the Auburn defender Jermaine Whitehead, who had that interception earlier, knocked it away at about the 3-yard line.
I'll tell you, give credit to Auburn there. That's one that comes from film study. They jumped all over that route by Amari Cooper, and Jermaine Whitehead was able to tip that ball away. I tell you, Blake Sims was lucky there because that had pick 6 written all over it, and that would have been a 99-yarder.
Jalston Fowler checks in. Bama 1 of 3 in 3rd down conversions. Here's a 3rd and goal from the 5. Fowler goes wide left. Sims fakes, looks, throws right, catch is made at the goal line by Cooper. It'll be short by a ½ yard. It'll be 4th and goal from a ½ yard away. And here comes the beef. Dominic Jackson will be coming in.
Well, last year, Eli, Alabama could not pick up a yard on a 4th down conversion late in that football game, and I think this Alabama front line has been waiting for this opportunity for a solid year. Let's see what they do with it.
Brandon Green lumbers in off the near side. Backs are in the eye. Here's the give. Yeldon up the middle. He is to the goal line. He is in! Touchdown behind the beat. He went between right guard and right tackle, and there was no doubt. Another touchdown for T.J. Yeldon, his 2nd of the night, and Bama reassumes the lead late in the first half.
Well, Bama put their big heavies in there, Dominic Jackson and others, additional tight ends, Jalston Fowler as the lead blocking back, and T.J. Yeldon powers in from a yard away. Alabama now back on top, 20-16.
Now Cole Mazda will snap it to Cooper Bateman, and Gunnar Rayborn will try the extra point. Started doing that last week and has continued here tonight. Then the kick is up and good. So the Alabama Crimson Tide reassuming the lead. It is 21-16 as we near halftime. All of that coming up momentarily. Quan Bray and Corey Grant are deep. Bray along the near side, Grant across the way. Last 2 kicks have been touchbacks by J.K. Scott. Ball is on the tee at the 35, and it is sent traveling. End over end, Quan Bray. He'll take a knee. 6 yards deep in the end zone. Let's pause 10 seconds now for station identification. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
I'll tell you, Auburn really likes the matchup when they have 4 wide receivers on the field. They've stayed in this package most of the night. Of course, that brings Alabama's dime unit onto the field, meaning 6 defensive backs against this arrangement of 4 wide receivers.
Cameron Artis-Payne goes in motion. Marshall calls his own number. Up the middle, he is grabbed by Nick Perry, but not before he picks up 7 on the play. It'll be a 2nd down and 3 as he gets to the 33-yard line.
Well, as long as you can get him tackled underneath the sticks, that clock continues to move. Now, Ashawn Robinson
losing his helmet.
Looks like he may have been poked in the eye, I think, Eli, the way he's carrying his headgear, and he looks like he's in some pain here.
He does look that way. Dalvin Tomlinson will come in as Ashawn goes directly to trainer Jeff Allen. Melvin
Please
Ray.
reset the game clock to 1 minute, 13 seconds. Number 86 has to leave the game because his helmet came off.
Melvin Ray now checks in for the Auburn Tigers. He's one of the 4 wideouts, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Nick Marshall in the shotgun. Cameron Artis Payne to his left elbow. 2nd down and 3. Marshall looks long, right side. Sammy Coates behind the D. Touchdown Auburn.
My goodness gracious, Eli. That was the same exact play that Auburn scored on earlier. 4 verticals, just 4 streaks across the field. All 9 routes, and Sammy Coates, who averages over 48 yards on his 11 career touchdowns, just registers another huge play for the Auburn Tigers.
That was a 68-yard play for the touchdown. The Auburn Tigers answer the Crimson Tide's TD almost instantly. And Daniel Carlson to attempt the extra point. Again, he is perfect on the year at 52 of 52. Man, they picked on Eddie Jackson that time mercilessly. And the extra point is up and good. So the Auburn Tigers reassume the lead at 23-21. And the Bromberg's Rolex scoring drive, all of 2 plays, went 75 yards in 29 seconds.
And the thing about it is, Eli, that's as straightforward as it gets. That's Auburn's most basic pass play, 4 verticals, and then they expand their package from there. And that's why that was a day 1 pattern that Nick Saban and Kirby Smart cover against virtually every opponent, has that particular route in their offensive game plan. And Alabama has let 2 get over their head tonight, 1 to Duke Williams and the other to Sammy Coates.
So with 54 seconds to go until halftime, Daniel Carlson getting set to kick it away again. Christian Jones to the near side, DeAndrew White to the far side of the field. Back to field the kick by Daniel Carlson. And the kick is in the air. Comes to the near side, Christian Jones lets it sail into and out of the end zone for the touchback. And Alabama will come back to the 25-yard line.
Well, Bama's got at least 7-8 plays perhaps here with all remaining. 3 timeouts. As long as you throw the ball beyond the first down mark, or at least catch and run it beyond the sticks, you can certainly move down into field goal range here. And I tell you, against this Auburn defense, I think Alabama will probably take a nibble at this, at least early, a draw screen, see if they can get a drive underway from their own 25.
And who knows exactly what Bama's field goal situation is. There have been 50-second drives this year for Bama. Here's Sims from the 25. Quick release left side screen. Amari Cooper left sideline. First down and out of bounds to the 36-yard line. Jonathan Mincy forcing him out, the number 4 tackler on the Auburn Ball Club, and they move the chains.
Well, just like Auburn likes some of their personnel matchups against the Tide, Alabama likes O.J. Howard on the field with 3 wide receivers and a single back and throwing the ball to Amari Cooper. He picks up the first down. Now,
Bama's going to send DeAndrew White to the far side. Amari Cooper to the near with Christian Jones. Derrick Henry is the running back. Shotgun Sims from his own 36, 1st and 10. Standing on the far hash mark. He'll step up and throw. It's intercepted. It was a high riser. Intercepted by Jonathan Ford. He's got it down the far side. And Alabama will turn the ball over again. O.J. Howard makes the tackle of Jonathan Ford. 2nd interception of the night. And Sims just doesn't look comfortable throwing the football.
Well, I don't know if it's one of his ankles that's bothering him, but that time he let that ball go high and down the middle of the field, and that's certainly a no-no, especially in this situation with less than 45 seconds left in the first half. And now Auburn back in Alabama territory at the 41. That's a big error by Blake Sims.
And remember earlier after the Jermaine Whitehead touchdown, 2 plays They threw long to Sammy Coates for the TD. Starting at 1st and 10. From the 40. There's a reverse. They look, find a man wide open, throwing it long. It's battled for at the goal line, caught off the Nick Marshall's throw by Sammy Coates. Well, it was Quan Bray who got it, gave it back to Nick Marshall, who threw it for 40 yards down to Coates at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, that's a play in this Auburn repertoire. They've run it throughout the season. It's a pitch back off of that rocket sweep with Sammy Coates going diagonally across the field, and the big wideout is just eating up this Alabama secondary.
And this is huge for Auburn because Bama gets the ball to begin the second half. They'd like some pad here. Cameron Artis-Payne gets the handoff. He is not going to penetrate it. Alabama's Jaron Reed grabs him at the 3-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard.
Timeout. Auburn. It's their 3rd and final timeout.
So as you hear, Auburn taking their 3rd and final timeout. As we said before, after that first interception, they went long 34 yards to Nick Marshall.
Well, this is a circumstance here with only 4 seconds left. Auburn's really got one play, so they have to decide if they're going to go for a play and try to score a touchdown or take points. And Daniel Carlson standing at the ready for Gus Malzahn, but regardless, Alabama made a big blunder there in terms of turning the football over at this juncture of the game and then giving up another big chunk play downfield against Sammy Coates. He was double covered, Eli, and went up between the 2 Alabama defenders to make the grab.
And with 4 seconds to go, and this being nothing more than an extra point in distance, Daniel Carlson is going to come in. Carlson is going to try the field goal. It'll be a 20-yarder if they go through with it. He is hit from 20, 27, and 25. A 20-yard field goal try if they do not try a fake. And now timeout being taken.
Timeout, Alabama. It's their first time out of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Tyler Stovall is the holder. And Bama is very, very cognizant of the fact that this close in, they might just not try something.
Well, I think with Gus Malzahn's mentality right now is almost every play's dialed up has worked for the most part. So he'll take the points here knowing that Alabama gets the ball first in the second half. But Eli, the biggest question all offseason was, could Alabama slow down this Auburn rushing attack? And in order to do that, you've got to commit your safeties and play one-on-one on the perimeter. And against Duke Williams and Sammy Coates, it's been unsuccessful tonight through the first 30 minutes of this football game.
That's one of the areas that folks have pointed at this year, the young secondary, particularly on the corners, though they've had a full season of work by this time. 20-yard field goal off the near hash mark. Again, this is nothing different than an extra point. They're snapping it at the same spot. 4 seconds to go until halftime. They're going to play it through, and the field goal is good as the half expires. So a 20-yard field goal by Daniel Carlson. And Auburn takes a 26-21 lead into the locker room. Nick Saban will be talking to Chris Stewart here in just a moment.